Have another drink, it'll make you feel better. Have another drink and you feel alright. If you feel down and you're under the weather, have another drink and you feel alright.
It's brought to you by SIMI Winery from Sonoma County, California.
Yes.
You know, I was looking up some stuff about wine, and Jimmy Santangelo is with us now. He's the impresario of the Wine Academy of Utah. And I was looking up some stuff about... Hi, Jimmy. I was looking up stuff about wine. I found this quote from W.C. Fields about wine. It says, I cook with wine. Sometimes I even add it to the food. so there you go. But
they always say the best ratio when you cook with wine is 1 for the dish and 2 for the chef.
That's right. Damn it.
So tell us about these wines that you've presented to us.
Yeah, what do we got?
So SIMI Winery Classic. They've been they're one of the older California wineries out of Sonoma, starting in the mid 1800s. Giuseppe Simi came over from Tuscany, Italy, and started planting grapes in California. And it's just a real nice legacy. And his daughter Isabel took it over from his unexpected death in 1904. And one of the clever things they did, because a lot of the California wine industry got devastated during Prohibition in 1919, 1920, all the way up to 1933. And with seeing that coming on, she saved 500,000 gallons of wine to wait out the Volcrum Act, that Prohibition. And when Prohibition was repealed, they were one of the few wineries that had a lot of wine to be able to sell. They opened up a tasting room. They were able to get back into business. And they're still operating today. It has changed hands over in the 70s and more recently. But SIMI Winery, one of the older ones in Sonoma.
I had the Cabernet last night for dinner. We polished that bottle off really quickly. It was really
describe how the Cabernet tastes.
Yes, describe
the
it,
taste of the Cabernet, Gino or Jimmy.
Yeah. Oh, let Jimmy do it. I just enjoyed it. Let Jimmy be the professional about it.
The Cabernet, that Cabernet is great. It's definitely a go-to Cabernet for me. The SIMI Winery Cabernet Sauvignon. It is a blend. It's majority Cabernet Sauvignon grape, and what they do is they source this fruit from a variety of single vineyards throughout Sonoma. So Alexander Valley, Sonoma, all these different areas up there. And they blend it together. I mean, they've been at this for a long time. They're able to source a wide range of fruit. And the prices are really affordable. This is a $20 bottle of Cab. And it's really tasty.
It's a nice balanced Cab, I'd just add.
There's a Chardonnay as well. And my wife was wondering why. Is there any reason that the Chardonnay has a screw cap while the Cabernet has a cork?
It's a great question. Yeah, when you see a wine, whether white or red, in this case the Chardonnay with a screw top, the screw caps are intended to have wines upon release, to be consumed upon release. You're not going to age a wine. So the moment you see a wine with a screw top, you know it's pop and go. You're ready. Can you have it set around for 18 months, 2 years? Sure, but it's not going to improve. It's not going to improve. Actually, it'll concentrate that fruit down a little bit, lower the acidity. You want to drink those wines when they're nice and fresh, whether white or red. Okay. So that Chardonnay is a nice one. That's been when we take the grape, when you squish a grape, the Chardonnay grape, for any grape for that matter, you get the juice, you move over, you separate the skins from the juice with white wine. You just keep that nice fresh juice. You can usually ferment it, convert the grape juice into wine, converting those sugars by yeast into wine in steel barrels, in stainless steel. In this case, we're doing a little bit of it in the barrel, in a wood barrel, and that's called barrel fermentation. And you get this like hazelnut, creamy, extra layers of flavor. And that's the beauty of this particular Chardonnay. The SIMI Chardonnay does a little barrel ferment, and you get it right away on the nose.
Serve it cold? Serve it cold?
Yeah, serve it cold. Is that what you're asking? Make sure it's got a nice chill on it.
Upon first taste, I thought it's very refreshing. And then as the second wave comes, you can feel how complex it is. You can taste it.
Nice. Yeah, I got a lot of layers.
So, and that is also like how much is that bottle, that SIMI Valley?
That's under 20. It's about, I believe it's $16.99. And what a great, if I was operating a restaurant today, I'd have that as a by the glass pour easy. I mean, that's just a tasty wine.
It's a perfectly,
I would suggest that Jimmy tell us about his events now. That way we have more time for questions on the other side.
Well, let's start lining up for questions. If you'd like to ask Jimmy, our professional wino and sommelier, about any alcoholic beverage, if you have questions, regardless of what it is, maybe you're an amateur at this or maybe you're an old pro, any questions about alcoholic beverages, 877-602-9696. We'll take your phone calls in the next break. Now, what do you got going, Jimmy?
So we're firing up at the Wine Academy of Utah the curbside and wine episodes. We instigated that for during COVID to support our local restaurants. That was curbside only. We'd we'd order a food item and pair it with a wine from the cellar. Well, there's a new organization in town called Hive Eats, SLC, and it's a group of restaurants that come together. It's a meal delivery service, so you can subscribe to it. You don't have to get it every month, every week. You can pick and choose when you want. But these meals are curated. $25. You get either a meal for two or a meal for one, depending on the restaurant that you get. Mm-hmm. What the Wine Academy of Utah is doing is with their curbside and wine is we're firing up the episodes again. We're getting a meal and we're pairing a wine from the cellar again. Yay. It's so much fun to support my local community.
Cool. Yes, that's great.
And then what is the wine club in Logan?
Wine Club in Logan, Elements Restaurant up there. They created a wine club for their local community, and they're having me come up and host and educate. We're featuring 3 wines per month. It's educational, it's entertaining, it's fun, and we've got the next 3 months tracked out. I believe there's a few more tickets left for this upcoming January. More information on the dates and the times and the whens and the wheres. You can either go to elementsrestaurant.com or, of course, wineacademyofutah.com and click on the link for more information.
Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. And, Ernest Hemingway once said about drinking, I drink to make other people more interesting.
Yes.
Does that work?
It works for me, Gina. That's, well, I won't go
You're
any
around
further.
a lot of interesting people then, aren't you?
Yeah, which I'm not drunk right now, so you figure that one out.
Let's go to Russell.
Hi, Russell. Russell, what's your name? Hello?
Russell.
Russo?
Does it begin with Russ of any kind?
Is there anyone there? Apparently not.
Sorry, guys. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yes. We can hear you now.
What's your name?
All right.
Yeah, Russell.
Okay, Russell. Hi, Russell.
Yeah, hey, guys. This is a privilege, man, to be on your show. Long-time listener, but I'm a first-time caller.
Well, thank you. What's your question for Jimmy?
Yeah, the question is for us guys that have, got the crap kicked out of us with COVID, don't have a lot of jingle in our pockets. What's the best type of wine to just kind of get a good buzz? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, Russell, first of all, no funny voices on the radio from Hell Show. So take your take your Bill Murray Caddyshack voice and go. But we had a good example of a good bottle of wine today. The SIMI is good. Do you have any other recommendations, Jimmy?
Something cheaper. What's the cheapest you would go on some wine, Jimmy, and still have it be good?
That's a good, I'm always on the search for a wine at an affordable price, right? And it's a lot of fun to taste wines. There's one out of Chile, and it's 2 cups, so it's Dos Cupos on the label. And it's interesting because they're normally $9.99 on the shelves, but 2 or 3 times a year they go on sale for $6.95. $6.95. It's a Sauvignon Blanc, and then they got a blended red. And I always buy a case of those because it's fun to be able to revisit a wine that's super inexpensive yet still tastes varietally correct. Okay. So I'd recommend Dos Cupos to save on the pocketbook.
Trader Joe was always famous in the Trader Joe's that sell alcohol for a wine that they called everybody called $2 Chuck, and
Right.
it was what was it, Charles? Was it Charles Krug? Something like that. $2 Chuck. It was
it wasn't Charles. It was Charles Smith. No, it wasn't Charles Smith, but it was a Charles something.
Charles
Sorry, I don't
something.
recall. Yeah,
Shaw. Was it Shaw?
Gina says Shaw. So.
Okay,
My
but it
mic
was.
on?
yeah, it was Charles Shaw, $2 Chuck. That's right. Thank you, Gina.
You need to speak up, Gina. You're going.
I'm
Shaw.
speaking fine.
Shaw. So $2 for that bottle of wine, and I kept hearing about it. $2 Chuck, and I said, well, and people said it's horrible. Don't. And I said, well, it can't be that bad. And I bought one once when I was in California. It was the worst tasting stuff. It's like I used the rest of it to clean the bumper of my car. It was awful.
We get that question a lot where people ask, how is boxed wine? How are those inexpensive wines? And what we've done before in the past at the Wine Academy of Utah, we do a varietal tasting or a comparison where we take a boxed wine and compare it against a bottled wine of the same grape varietal. So, for example, we took a Pinot Grigio in the box. It was, in fact, black box at that time. And then we compared it to a higher-end Pinot Grigio from Italy. And we taste them blind, so you don't know which one's which.
Right.
And typically, people will be able to tell the difference between them. However, universally, people are surprised at how good the boxed wines have come. And different formats, whether we featured on the show before, wines in a can, different formats of a wine are delicious. It's just a matter of how the packaging is, the convenience, what that marketing is. And I really like white wine and bubbly wine in the can, speaking of the cans. The red wines in the can are okay, but you do get a little thing going on there. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's just me tasting it out of the can with a straw or otherwise. I guess I could use a glass, but, it's just not the same.
All right. A couple of quick text questions, and you can just run through these. I heard that ice makes the alcohol in whiskey stronger. How does that work? I don't think that's the case.
No, it'll dilute it down, make the more approachable. The alcohol remains the same. The spirit becomes more approachable in that it dilutes it just a little bit, and you don't need much.
See, there you go. So you're drinking more because it's not as strong. Maybe that's it.
If we add ice to Bill, will it make him more approachable?
Ooh. Here's another one. My wife is a newish drinker that doesn't like strong drinks. Is there an easy, delicious cocktail that I can make her?
We featured last week the Svedka cucumber lime. That on some rocks with a little ginger beer, you'll be good to go.
All right. Let's see. Jimmy, is there a good wine that is lower in acidity? My girlfriend loves wine, but she has some stomach problems and can't handle the high acidic drinks.
Yeah.
Great question. White wine, stay away from your Sauvignon Blancs, Albarinos, Pinot Grigio. Move towards the wine today, for example, that SIMI Chardonnay. Stick with bigger, richer style wines, Chardonnay, Viognier, Gewürztraminer, things of that nature.
Wow. See, that's what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
And you can learn this stuff at the Wine Academy of Utah. Thank you, Jimmy.
You got it.
Jimmy Santangelo, he is the impresario of Wine Academy of Utah. He answers your questions, and he does all kinds of great stuff at the Wine Academy. You can just go to wineacademyofutah.com and find out everything that they do there, and you even train people to do what you do, right? You have those kind of classes.
Yeah, we provide certifications that are recognized internationally, various levels in wines and spirits, even sake, and we do a lot of consumer tasting classes in the community, as well as we even do in-home private events for tastings and or virtual tastings that have become very popular today.
Sure.
All right.
Leave you with one more liquor quote here. Dorothy Parker. Dorothy Parker said this about drinking. I like to have a martini, 2 at the very most. After 3, I'm under the table, and after 4, I'm under the host.
Boom. Thank you, Jimmy.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much. WineAcademyofUtah.com.